Hey guys, it's Matt Metagross here with you for a new league, the ICBA D League. And here we go. We have a great draft here, which I'm going to tell you right now. The draft is Protean, Greninja, Z-Move enabled. Now, this thing is an absolute beast. Looking at them on, phenomenal move pool, gets all its tutors. With Z-Moves, it just becomes unstoppable because it also gets tech moves that normally don't get run, but then just become absurd with Z-Moves. Picked up Mega Scissor, great pivot into the Greninja, as well as a great setup sweeper in its own right, and a very powerful priority user, which I wanted to focus on this draft. The more priority, the better, because ICBA allows a lot of busted mons, and a lot of those things are very, very fast. So being able to get rid of those fast threats is huge. Next, I picked up the Gliscor, which Gliscor gives me a great ground type. Potential Defogger if I didn't want to run the Toxic Orb set, and also more pivoting. Another thing I did want to focus on this draft was pivoting into huge threats, because that's kind of my playstyle, is just to drop in a big threat and hit stuff hard. Next I got Rotom, another great pivot, a bulky water to pair well with my Greninja, because that way I do have a water type that can take hits very well. Only weakness happens to be grass or any thing that gets ground coverage, and it also has like a Terravolt, Kyurem B, or anything like that, or a Mold Breaker. Then Entei, great breaker. Roserade, great grass type. Toxic Spikes, good Scarfer. Tyrantrum, great breaker. DD Sweeper, Rock Polish Sweeper, Scarfer. Gramble, bulky Fairy. Musharna, bulky Psychic. Cryogonal, another Spinner. And Abra, a meme. So anyway, let's get into this week 1 battle. So, sorry about that interruption, guys. Anyway, here we are with the Rotom using the Thunderbolt. And this turn is huge. This crit on Rotom mattered. I think it would have done 70, if I remember correctly, %. And that Rotom, it had leftovers, it had Protect. It was basically my check to his Lopunny. Now here, I know this thing really can't touch my Entei, so I'm going to Sacred Fire it. The burn is unfortunate as a Sacred Swords, because it would have done 40% right there, which would have chunked me. Like, I would be in a much worse spot, but still, great position, and it's a 50% chance to burn on that, so still. Now here, I know that he doesn't have a Choice Band, and he has less HP than me, so I can chunk this Ditto. Now, the Toxic stinks, however, oh well. And once again, Sacred Fire coming in to chunk something, like, not very many things. Even resists don't take Abandoned Sacred Fire very well. I'm going to pivot into Musharna here, which is my given. So actually what I did here was I brain farted, and I forgot what Analytic did in terms of switch. I completely forgot that Analytic boosted when I switched out. Now, the way he brought it in, I did have a very strong feeling that he was Analytic. And also from the damage, I knew he was very offensive. So, I had a feeling he would be Analytic. But I just completely forgot that Analytic procced when you switched. And I was thinking, and so when I ran it through my calc, I didn't think to multiply the damage by 1.3. And so I thought my Musharna would never get 2-hit KO'd, and I could Life Orb burn stall him down, because I was predicting a Life Orb set. Anyway, yeah, Hydro Pump will 2-KO me, however. I do chip this thing, which is very nice. And I do get my Scissor in for free to get off the Mega and kill this thing, which is very nice, because Scissor can be hard to get the Mega up sometimes. Now here, crucial turn. Very crucial turn. What I should have done there, well, I'll show you what happens with... He Quiver Dances. Now, this is huge. At this point, it's very possible that he just won the game. So, looking at my calc, first off, what I should have done was click Aerial Ace with my Scissor, because I did bring 3 attacks instead of Swords Dance, and then I did bring Roost. And I brought Aerial Ace for that exact situation, and chickened, thinking what if he does just click the fire move and I need the bullet punch for the Lopunny. So I did misplay very badly there. Quiver Dance was his very obvious play. I could have knocked this thing out, and then I would have just won the game from here. But regardless, I made the play I made. So at this point, the reason I did switch into Tyrantrum, by the way, it's Scarfed, so it outsped if he didn't set up. If he did click that fire move, it outsped. Now, I'm assuming he's timid here to outspeed a potential Scarfed Roserade, which I did almost bring this match because it did have a relatively good matchup. I'm still not quite sure why he didn't bring Timid, but he did bring the Modest. Which means it's no longer a roll in my favor, it is now a guaranteed kill. I believe if he was the Timid set I expected, then it was a 12% chance for him to OHKO me with Hidden Power Ground, which was his best move to hit me. But as you're going to see, he's actually Modest and will OHKO my Tyrantrum with a crit that did not matter. I thought it did in the battle because I thought he was timid. And then as you see, he's going to Giga Drain me because I did want to test his coverage. The reason I decided to test his coverage here was because I didn't know for certain that he was HP Ground. And I kind of wanted to know. I thought maybe he'd be bringing a Z Psychic variant, because Z Psychic, what was it? Oh yeah, Z Psychic was his best way to beat a potential rock sliding what's that thing called? Gramble. He could, +1, could not break Gramble without a Z move of some sort. Could have been Fiery MZ, could have been Psyche MZ, and depending on what move he decided, could have been Flyini MZ, because that was the only way you could guarantee an OHKO on an Assault Vest variant. So I could have seen him bring Z Hurricane as well. So I did not know what coverage he was bringing. And so had he decided not to bring a move that could hit my Greninja, say, like, it was like an HP Ground, Fire move, and Psychic, and Psychic EMZ set, he couldn't touch me, so I decided to test the boundaries. But anyways, yeah, Giga Drain will OHKO me. Now here I go into Scizor to chip this thing with the Bullet Punch, knowing my best way to win at this point is with the Banded Extreme Speed from Entei. Now at this point I need this Entei to kill. It doesn't. Now I did have a chance at winning had that Extreme Speed killed. However, I did misplay earlier in the game, and that's on me. But nevertheless, it was a great game. GG to Rio. That there was one turn that could have turned that battle around, so it was a very close battle, closer than the 3-0 score indicates. And yeah, great game, man. I'll see you guys next week with the next battle. I think the next thing up will be NPCC Week 2. So see you guys then.